Well everyone, here we have it. The brand new Bilt card is finally in the studio, so I want to unbox this thing, see what the experience is like, but then also kind of go into the Bilt dashboard to see what the new transition is like if you are coming from the old Bilt program coming to the new Bilt 2.0 program. We'll talk about some of the nuanced details that you need to kind of consider, especially specifically to the Obsidian card that we're opening today. So without further ado, let's casually unbox this thing, talk about it, and leave some comments down below if you guys applied for the new Bilt program. Are you coming from an old one to a new one? Which are the 3 cards that you pick, and see which one your best case scenario is. But let's get into it. If you guys do enjoy videos like this one, consider subscribing to the channel because we're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers relatively soon. Let's get into it. Well, alright everyone, here we have the packaging itself, and it comes in this kind of nice felt-ish, I would say, packaging or envelope. I actually forgot that we were getting this on this day. Today is February 6th, and if you go into the portal, which we're going to look at in a second, right here, it'll kind of walk you through exactly what's going on, and I'm going to show you guys what that is. But when you pull this out, you are greeted again with a nice little felt package. Again, I'm using the word felt lightly. It just is nicer than normal cardboard, which is cool, but here it is. Again, we got the Bilt Obsidian card, so I don't know if it's different with the Bilt Blue or the other one, which I forget what it's called at this point, the more expensive one, but this is what the Bilt Obsidian one is like, and you have a little pull tab. On the back, you have the Bilt logo, and then you have a little number down here, but if you pull this open, ooh, the double-sided opening, okay, and it does extend all the way, as you can see here. So you have the Bilt card, which I believe these are either the roads of New York or the roads of San Francisco, if you guys can see that, and then the card matches nicely. Ooh, and the card is textured. Okay, I wasn't expecting the card to be textured, but on one side it says, earn the richest rewards in your home, neighborhood, and everywhere else, Bilt.com. And then you get the card, and that's pretty much it. So let's pop this thing out, or at least slide it out. Okay, and then there is, you can either tap to set it up, or there's a little QR code here to set it up as well. I'm blocking that so you guys don't see it. But then on the bottom, like I said, it says Obsidian right there. But let's close this up, and we'll activate it in a second, but this is what the card looks like. It is textured, like I said. It is made out of metal, like it has been. It's still a MasterCard. Again, this is my wife's card, and this is the card that we use to pay our rent, and we're going to be using this card for groceries. Because like I said, the Bilt Obsidian, the main reason we got it is, of course, seeing how much points we can still get for quote-unquote free by paying rent, but then ultimately we wanted a grocery card that gave us more than what we've been getting. Normally, we either use the American Express Gold card to get 4x back, but again, we value Chase points and points that can transfer over to Hyatt much higher. So we would toggle between that American Express Gold card, and then we would also use a Freedom Unlimited card to get 1.5x back as the catch-all spend to be able to get Chase points. But this one gives you 3x back on groceries. So let's see if it ends up working out, because this is going to be our new dedicated grocery card, and it is up to $25,000 of groceries per calendar year, which we don't really come close to that. But there is a limit if you are somebody that does spend a lot of money on groceries. But then also you can decide to use this for dining, but you have to pick either or. It doesn't work for both of them. And it looks like you pick it one time per year. We already went in the portal and picked it for groceries, and then I wanted to change it just to see what it would look like. And it says you have to wait until the next calendar year to change that, so do keep that in mind. But this is going to be the Bilt card. That's the unboxing experience. Now let's dive into the actual portal to see if there's any nuance that you need to know. Well, alright everyone, we logged into the Bilt program, and like I said, this is all taking place between February 6th and February 7th, and this is going to be more informative for the people that are coming from Bilt 1.0. But depending on when you're watching this, if it is still February 6th, if you go into your wallet section, you will still see your old card on here. And you can see on the right hand side that it says Bilt Obsidian card in 0 days, get ready now. So if you go in here, this is what the new portal is going to look like when referring to the new Bilt 2.0 card, and your Bilt Blue, Bilt Obsidian, and again, the other one just, I'm losing what it's called, but the Bilt Palladium, I think it's called. But that is what's going to be in here. Now, there's a couple things to take into consideration here. Here it says that your new card was delivered, so you're able to see exactly when that was. And then you get to see all the different Obsidian benefits. So here you can see that all the cards get this 4% Bilt cash back. Again, that's their internal currency for their new way of you earning points and then be able to get actual points on paying rent. Then you get the 3x back on groceries. Again, groceries up to 25K. And if I press this little eye icon right here, you can see that it says your 2026 selection. You have dining and groceries. By default, it'll be the dining one. So when you go in for the first time, you can choose between dining and groceries, and then it says, as you can see here, you can change your 3x points category when enrollment opens again on January 1st, 2027. So you can select it one time when you first get the card, and you can't select it again until the next year, which is going to be January 1st. As you can see, we have groceries active And then we have 1x back on everyday spend, earn up to 1x points on rent and mortgage payments with no transaction fee, 2x back on travel, and then you get the $100 Bilt travel hotel credit, which is applied twice a year, so you get $50 per every 6 months. But what I really wanted to show off here is when you go into the actual portal, you click on view upgrade details. This walks you through exactly what the process is going to be like. So on January 15th, we selected which card we wanted. February 6th is the last day to service your Wells Fargo Bilt MasterCard through your Bilt account. So for the next couple days, we're actually not going to use this Bilt card right now. It's just to kind of like let it do its thing in the background. If you are coming from the old Bilt card, I do recommend doing the same thing. Again, it's not required to do that, but just to make it easier on everybody, I'm not going to use it today. I probably won't use it again until Monday. But then February 7th, it says your Bilt Obsidian card is ready to use. So come tomorrow, this new Bilt card with the new perks and benefits will be active. And then they also close your Wells Fargo credit line. Now you could have decided to keep it if you wanted to, and then it would have turned into a Wells Fargo autograph card, I believe. But we wanted to close that. And then what's happening is that there's going to be a balance transfer occurring. So if you have money that you owe on the old Bilt card, it'll transfer over to the new Bilt card on February 8th. So it says we'll transfer any outstanding balance up to your new credit limit from your old Wells Fargo Bilt MasterCard to your Bilt Obsidian card, plus a final transfer for any remaining balances. So that is a scheduled situation for the Bilt card. And then everything else is going to remain relatively the same. I did want to mention here, this is going to be more anecdotal. A credit limit on the old card used to be, I think, only 8,000, and here they put a credit limit of 18,000, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if that's going to be the same thing for most people or what the case may be. Maybe they take into consideration your new credit score when you applied previously years ago to when you applied technically today, even though it doesn't go towards your credit and things like that. But I just wanted to show off what this looks like. But overall, I'm excited to start to use this card. We're going to add it to my Apple Wallet. And then, like I said, if you guys watch my most recent video, then you'll know that we're going to be using the Bilt card for rent and for groceries moving forward, and it's part of my wallet for at least Q1 of 2026. We're going to see what the process is like paying rent, how many points we're actually earning, because if we do end up spending $1,000 per month on groceries, yes, we'll get 3,000 points in the Bilt program, which is going to be great that we can transfer to Hyatt, but then that's only going to be 1,000 points towards the Bilt Cash reward program, so it's going to be kind of iffy. We're definitely not going to be getting the full amount that we're getting if we're only going to be using this for groceries. Let's see how we end up using it over the next 2 months or so. So definitely get subscribed, and I'll report back as we see fit. Let's finish up the video. So as you saw, everybody, that's going to be the Bilt Obsidian card, and the transition for most people should be relatively seamless, and everything has already been predetermined for you when you applied for this card. All those questions were asked, whether or not you wanted to keep your Wells Fargo account open, if you want to transfer things over, how you want to kind of deal with that. So it should be, again, relatively simple. And yes, while the Bilt program on paper can look pretty complicated, especially if you're somebody who loves to maximize as much value as possible, on the other hand, if you just kind of set it and forget it, these cards can still work that way as well. This Obsidian card, like I said, we're going to be using it for groceries, and that's pretty much it. And then wherever that falls into place, I'm not going to try to maximize the rent payment as much as I can. So again, to each their own, depending on how much effort and brain power you want to put into this. You can really maximize it if you want to, but you're going to have to kind of jump through some hoops, or you can kind of set it and forget it and still get some value out of it without kind of blowing up your brain at the end of the day. But that'll do it, everybody. Comment down below what you think. Did you get your Bilt card today in the mail? Are you happy with it? Which of the 3 cards did you pick up? Always curious to know, but that'll do it. If you guys want to watch more videos like this one, check out one of these right here and get subscribed. At least one weekly video moving forward talking about some of the best credit cards in the space right now. Peace, everybody.